All right, this is One Last Midnight. Welcome back to another episode of Astroneer. Now, last Friday, man, there was System Era put out a ton of video, a total of about 4 hours worth of video, broken into two parts. One half was the roadmap, and the other half was modeling with Spencer. And when I try to unpack all this stuff for you guys, I try to watch it all because you never know when there's going to be some little tidbit of information that pops through. And this time there was a ton of information. So let's deal with the roadmap stuff first, because that's the most exciting, though the modeling was pretty spectacular to watch if you guys want to watch it. Also, the links to these videos are going to be in the description if you want to sit down and watch the 4 hours uncut. So they talked about what's coming out this month in May and what's going to be coming out in June. So the May update doesn't have an official name right now, which is called the May update, but it might just be called Dedicated Server Update. I don't know. So dedicated servers are coming out. Nitrado is their preferred partner. And they did talk a little bit about pricing, where they said that the pricing was going to be in line with Nitrado's standard pricing. Now, I went and I looked at Nitrado, and I've got some screenshots up here of standard pricing, and their pricing ranges anywhere from 5 something up per month for the server. And so I'm probably expecting, with the system requirements that Astroneer has, we're probably looking at anywhere from a $10 to a $20 server. I don't know. I don't know. It's really hard to estimate, because when you start looking at games that take a lot of CPU and memory, like let's say 7 Days to Die or Ark or any of those guys, you're talking pretty expensive servers on a monthly basis. Does Astroneer fit into that? I'm not entirely sure. So I don't know what the pricing is going to be. I'm hoping that it's going to be somewhere in the $10, $12 range a month, but we'll see. On the dedicated server, there'll be cross-play with Xbox and Steam, and I'm assuming Windows 10 as well. And you'll be able to do achievements and the limited time events that they have going on there. Now, you can host your own server. You can have up to 8 people. There were some interesting comments that were made that there is a way to tweak your own server to go beyond the 8-person limit count. And so, there was some talk around that, and it almost kind of felt like to me that Veronica was alluding to the fact that this is a possibility for the Nitrado servers after they've done some real world running on the servers, that it might seem like there might be something that they can do to increase the size limit. So hopefully we're looking at 10, 12. That would be really cool sometime in the future. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but I get the feeling that that's something that they're looking at. There's going to be no PS4 servers at launch. And they said specifically that the reason why there's not going to be any PS4 is because PS4 crossplay had just come out pretty recently, right after they were doing the dedicated server code. And so that didn't get into this round. It's something that is going to get into the future, but they need to look at securities and requirements on and around the PS4 and how to implement that. So that's something that's going to be coming, that they're going to start working on. And they didn't put a timeline on it. So hopefully that's something that we'll see come out pretty soon, to be able to cross-play with PS4. Now, there was a couple other things that are going to be coming out in the May update. And we're talking about Steam Cloud Saves. That's something we've been asking for a long time. And it's finally coming out. And that's great for people who play with Steam that happen to be playing on different computers. That way you can load up your world and not have to worry about losing your progression or something that maybe a project that you were working on. You can continue to keep doing that while you're on a different machine. Also, they talked about a change to the deformation add. Now, currently the deformation add, the way that it works is it's whatever the polygon that you're on and the angle in which the camera is, it kind of extrudes towards you or, out towards you. And they've made a change to that so that there is a completely new deformed add. Now, they did give us the option to go back to the deformed add, but by default, the new deformed add will be on. You can go to the settings and switch it off if you don't like it. They look pretty excited about it. So, it seems like to me that it's going to be a great addition to the game. And it's going to be something that's a little bit easier, a little bit more usable than what the current Deform ad is. One of the really cool features that they're adding into May is this drone camera. And they gave us a little bit of a teaser about this drone camera, just a, quick little tidbit from the trailer, the upcoming trailer. And it looks cool. Now, the concept behind the drone camera is this introduction or this realization of how to implement the free camera into the game. And so there's some caveats behind it. This is only going to be available in creative mode. It's not going to be available in survival yet. And they need to figure out a way of how to introduce that into survival without breaking, some sort of the game progression. I can't wait to play with it, and I can't wait to use it. I would really, of course, like to have it in survival. I think we all want to have it in survival, but at the very least, we're going to be able to play with this camera in creative mode. So the drone is going to be per person. So if you're in a multiplayer situation and let's say you've got 4 or 8 people in there, it sounds like to me, and they did confirm it, that each person can have their own drone, but you're only going to have one per person. This is a really, really cool feature, and I can't wait to see it. Now, in the roadmap stream, they didn't talk about specifically when the May update was going to come out. But if you watched the modeling stream, Joe had mentioned that the May update was coming out somewhere in the middle of May. So we're going to be looking forward to seeing it probably within the next couple weeks. So let's talk about June, because June was the other part of this roadmap that Joe and Veronica got into. And June is huge. June is about automation. Yeah, you heard me. Automation is now coming to Astroneer. Now, they didn't get into a lot of releasing leaks about the automation, but they did talk about that you're going to be able to automate a lot of the stuff that's in your base. It's not just automation, it's automation items. They already have concepts for stuff that's going to be released after June. So we're not going to get like a full automation package. I think we're going to get it piecemeal, but I think we're going to get enough to be really, really impressed with it. And this is going to change the gameplay. This is really going to change how you put your bases together, what you combine together. It's going to be great to see what the community comes up with when we're talking about these automated bases. Automation will work with your existing items. So they're talking about if you have an existing base, you're going to be able to turn around and automate your existing base. They did show off a couple pieces of the automation. So there was 2 things. Later, when Joe was talking about Gene, they were talking specifically about the animation of a particular item, which was this automation arm, which was the ability for this arm, it looks like, to be able to grab something and put something somewhere else. That's one of the really cool items that they showed off about automation. The other one that they showed off was this, I don't know what to call it. They called it a thumper, but it looks like an automated drill. And so it looks like we're going to have some of these, be able to put down these automated drills in places and get them to drill up resources. If you watch the second stream, the modeling stream, there was a little bit of additional leak talking about these thumpers can actually work together. They work in tandem, which I thought that was really neat. That was kind of a neat concept and a kind of a neat little leak to give away. Coming in June also, they are going to be introducing the store. And so this is an in-game store. I didn't realize that the store was a concept of like in-game. I thought the store concept was going to be outside, that you could like purchase a key or something and then use the key. But it sounds like to me that the store is an in-game purchase concept. And that is going to be for cosmetic items. Now, they have said, and they have continued to say over and over again, that DLCs are not a thing. You're not going to be able to purchase separate functionality in a DLC. They've always kept this concept and mindset that all the gameplay is going to be in the same package and they're going to give it away for free and continue to give it away for free. There will also be new palettes and new models that are part of the limited time events that you can get. But on top of that, and in addition to that, there is the Astroneer store in game that you can purchase more cosmetic items. And one of the things that they talked about coming out in June is this new suit, which, if you watch the modeling stream, is what Spencer is working on in modeling. So this new suit is something that you're going to be able to purchase through the store. It's one of the bundle items that you're going to be able to purchase. I don't know what else is in the bundle, nor did they talk about what the price point of the bundle would be. What is the purpose behind this? Well, they have to continue to keep paying their employees, right? And so as the sales of Astroneer starts to decline, they need to have another revenue stream. And that other revenue stream is going to be cosmetic. And you can buy these cosmetic items through the store. And so I'm happy with this. This doesn't bother me at all. It's personally my choice if I want to buy any of these cosmetic items. It's not going to affect the gameplay. Everybody's going to continue to have the same gameplay. We're going to continue to get new updates. But if I want that little extra more, I want to be able to run around with my buddies in the new suit or the new palette or the new whatever they offer. That is something that you can purchase that will help System Era continue to keep funding these endeavors of putting out new updates and putting out new content for us. I'm all for this. Totally 100% all for this. On top of that, I'm hoping that they have another store, right? That there is some website that we can purchase actual System Era gear from, like shirts or coffee mugs or whatever the case might be. I would like to have some of that artwork. And I think, honestly, Joe has alluded to that. Matter of fact, in the last live stream that he did, he talked about trying to find somebody to fulfill some of the shipment of these items. So I think that's coming. I don't know if that's going to be in game as well, or if that's going to be something out of game. Now, there was a question that was asked about gifting. Can I gift these items in the store to somebody else? That's something that they're looking to do in the future. There's a lot of questions about how they're going to go about doing that. What's the security ramifications? Did the item get delivered? Did it not get delivered? So on and so forth. The June update will be coming out towards the end of June, so the later half of June. They also talked about, though it's not in the timeline itself, that there would be an update for July as well, but they didn't get into any of that. They didn't talk about anything that was coming out in July. They just made a statement that there will be a July update. You know, the Gene and Joe part was a lot of fun to watch. I mean, the whole thing was fun to watch, but Gene is kind of a character to begin with. Gene showed off some cool animation with some of these new items, especially the automation arm. And then he also kind of pulled out, you know, some old animation that he had previously that has not been introduced into the game and probably never will, but it was kind of fun to watch some of that stuff. There was also some talk about the rock, paper, scissor animation, and it sounds like that they have it, but Veronica did not want that shown. While the modeling live stream was technically focused on modeling, there was a couple little pieces of information that came out of there that's kind of quite interesting. First is the current limited time event that's going on. They're actually making a change to it so that the care packages that come back are going to have different items in there. Now, I stopped sending off stuff because I kept getting the same care package over and over again. And I thought, well, God, if I'm going to get 1 million of these, what's the point of doing it? So I kind of laid it down and I stopped playing it. Well, they've made a change. And now, so if you continue to keep sending off the care packages, you're going to see different items. And I'm really interested to see what you're going to start getting. And I'm wondering if it's scaled. The other piece of information that came out of the modeling stream is, you know, there was a talk about the space snail. We've all been waiting on the space snail. And Joe had said the space snail is technically a no-go. But then he followed it up with, when we get it in there, it will be a big splash. So I don't know. I guess it's on pause or something. I don't know if it's ever going to get in there. Maybe it's just going to sit on the shelf and we're just going to be talking about it for the next 3 years to come. If you're really into modeling and, you know, you're just really into watching somebody do some of that type of work, maybe you're interested in game programming or becoming a game asset artist or something like that, really spend the time to watch the modeling stream because it was pretty fascinating to sit there and watch Spencer. Okay, that's it for me. I'm sure I might have missed 1 or 2 things. There was so much information that was given out in that 5 hours of video, but I tried my best to compile it for you and give you kind of a general understanding of what's going on. So I hope you liked the video. If you did, hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. We've got a great community of people here. If you want to follow me on any of my social media, you can find the links in the description below and make sure to hit that notification bell. That way you know when I go live and when I post new videos. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.